Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into one of the deepest, most mind-bending mysteries of the universe. What exactly is time? So let's just dive right in with a really provocative question. What if our entire fundamental understanding of time is just completely wrong?
Really think about it for a second. We run our whole lives by the clock. We chase deadlines, we celebrate anniversaries, we fear getting old. But for all its power, have you ever touched time? Have you ever seen it? And this is where it starts to get really weird. The past? That's not a real place. It's just a story in your head, right? A memory. And the future? Pure imagination. As for the present moment, the now? Well, it's gone before you can even finish this sentence. This is our first clue. Maybe time exists more in our minds than in the outside world.
And hey, we're not the first to get tripped up by this. Over 1,600 years ago, St. Augustine basically said the same thing. It's this paradox. The more you try to pin time down, the more it slips through your fingers. All right, to get some real answers, we need to bring in the big guns. And in physics, they don't get much bigger than Albert Einstein. He looked at our simple, common-sense idea of time and completely shattered it.
You see, for centuries, physics was dominated by Isaac Newton's idea of a single universal clock, a master clock for the whole cosmos, ticking away at the exact same rate for everyone, everywhere. But Einstein proved that was wrong. He showed us that time is relative, it's personal. We each have our own clock, and it's flexible, malleable, and it's tangled up with space itself.
Einstein's incredible insight was realizing that space and time aren't two separate things. They're actually woven together, like threads in a single cosmic fabric. He called it space-time. And just like that, time wasn't just an idea anymore. It became a physical dimension.
Now here's the crazy part. This space-time fabric can be stretched and squeezed by gravity and speed. It's a fact. The GPS satellites orbiting Earth have to constantly adjust their clocks because time literally runs faster for them up there. If you travel close to the speed of light, your time slows down. The mind-blowing conclusion? There is no single now across the universe. My now and your now could be completely different.
But hold on a second. If time is just another dimension, like up, down, or left, right, why is it so different? We can move around in space however we want, so why are we all stuck on this one-way train ride into the future? Why can't we just decide to go back to yesterday?
We see this one-way street everywhere. You can scramble an egg, but you can't unscramble it. You can melt an ice cube, but you'll never see a puddle just decide to freeze itself back into a perfect cube. Physicists call this forward direction the arrow of time, and it points to one of the most powerful, fundamental laws in the entire universe.
And that law is all about something called entropy. Entropy is really just a fancy word for disorder, or randomness. And the second law of thermodynamics, one of the most solid rules in all of science, says that in a closed system, like our universe, things always get messier over time. Disorder always increases.
The ice cube is the perfect way to picture this. It starts off all neat and tidy, a highly ordered crystal structure. As it melts, its molecules break free and spread out randomly into a disordered puddle. That journey from order to disorder is what we experience as time moving forward. So, there we have it. Entropy is the culprit. It gives time its arrow. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast, because when our investigation zooms in, way into the smallest scales of reality, the whole case just blows wide open. We're now entering the strange and wonderful world of quantum mechanics, the physics of atoms and particles. And down at this microscopic level, the arrow of time, well, it just vanishes completely. So you've got this massive contradiction at the heart of physics. In our big world, time is a one-way street, driven by entropy. Things are irreversible. But down at the quantum level, it's a two-way street. The fundamental laws don't care about the direction of time. If you recorded two particles colliding and played the video backwards, it would look just as normal.
So, what gives? How can the universe have two totally different sets of rules for time? How does the time-symmetric world of quantum physics give rise to the one-way, forward-marching time we all live in? This is, genuinely, one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in all of science.
This deep contradiction brings us to the final suspect in our investigation. What if we've been looking in the wrong place all along? What if the real illusion isn't time itself, but our perception that it flows?
And get this, even Einstein himself came to believe this.
The very person who taught us that time was a physical dimension concluded that our feeling of a flowing now, this thing that separates the past from the future, is just a stubbornly persistent illusion.
This leads to a truly mind-bending theory called the block universe. The idea is that all of time, every single moment that has ever happened and ever will happen, already exists. Reality isn't a story that's unfolding. It's like a completed book, and the beginning, middle, and end are all there, simultaneously.
And in this picture, our consciousness is like a spotlight. The eternal landscape of space-time is just there, static and unchanging. Our awareness simply slides along it, illuminating one moment after the next, creating this powerful, convincing illusion that time is passing.
This leads to a stunning final verdict. Time, as a physical dimension, this block of space-time, is real, but our experience of its flow, the feeling of now, might just be a feature of our brains, a story we tell ourselves by stitching together memories of the past with expectations for the future.
And that's where we have to leave this investigation. The ultimate question might not be about physics at all, but about consciousness. If all of time really does exist out there, why is our perception trapped in this tiny, moving sliver that we call the present? Now that is a thought that might just keep you up at night.